Signing your first SMMA client is one of the hardest steps to starting your agency. Oh, and by the way, I'm not going to sell you a course in this video. I started looking into SMMA about 1 year ago today, and I didn't really actually start SMMA until about 2 to 3 months into my first SMMA thought that I had. In those 2 to 3 months though, I was basically researching and studying how it worked and how I could be successful within it, but was also having a lot of analysis paralysis, which is basically you learning a lot about something, but never actually taking action to start that something that you want to learn. Once I started though, I was outreaching like crazy, or what I thought was like crazy. I was emailing like 20 plus people a day, which is, by the way, really isn't even that much. After about 1 to 2 weeks of doing that, I switched it up. I went fully into Instagram and Facebook DMs only. It's all I did. I did Instagram DMs, Facebook DMs, and still no success. So after about a month of doing this, until one of my mom's friends actually gave me a chance and helped them market their own company. Now this only lasted about like 2 weeks, but their needs were very, very specific. So it was kind of an easier type job. It was just simple little jobs that they needed done that they just couldn't really do themselves unless they wanted to pay someone a lot of money. Now that was a paid job and technically my first money from SMMA, but some people wouldn't count that as a real client because it is a family friend client and I didn't really do any outreach to get that client in the first place. So yeah, even though it's still experience and it still is a real client. My second client came about 1 week after my family friend client. Now here's where I want you guys to really listen in on this because it's really not talked about enough. I knew that my script copy and pasting wasn't working out too well. Clearly it was just not getting me clients, not getting me responses. It just was not a good way of doing it. And a lot of people do this that I see in my Discord and other Discords. I see it all the time. Now don't get me wrong, I am not an SMA expert, okay? I'm not some freaking expert. I'm not some Charlie Morgan who dedicated his life to this. I just have done it before and I do it currently. So I knew I had to change it up. Ended up calling a company in my niche and asking them for advice for someone who wants to start their own business within that industry. For example, I did for roofing and landscaping. Called a roofer and I said, hey, I'm a kid in college, want to start my own roofing company. Do you have any tips and things I should be aware of? And this guy told me to call him back in 20 minutes, okay? It was just like that. It was literally a 5-minute call. I asked him about it. We talked a little bit and he said, I'll call you back in 20 minutes. He calls me back and tells me everything I needed to know within this industry. The struggles, the secrets, the marketing, even these special tiles that he was talking about for roofers, like these special new and improved tiles within the area that no one's using besides him, and that's why he was doing so well. Like this guy really just took me under his wing for a second. It was like, you know what, this kid's in college. I'm gonna actually tell him everything that he should know. Little does he know, and listen, I'm not a liar, I'm not evil, but little does he know, I was not starting my own roofing company. I was there to actually learn about roofing companies and landscaping companies to then offer my marketing services to them. That's why I was there. But I used this information to personalize my offer more in my outreach. Within a week, I booked and signed my first real client. Some people would argue my family friend client was not a real client, but it was for sure a real client. It was paid, but it was not like a real client, you know? Even if you guys watching have signed your first client, you guys need to take more time in learning the niche you are outreaching to. This will make your outreaches that you send more valuable and more weighted. I didn't just spam scripts and spam the same offer. Well, I did at the start, but I realized it was not working at all, so I changed it, and that's why I did this calling route, which actually helped out a lot. I would change things in my offer that I would see in companies that had struggles with specific thing. If I saw a company with, say bad reviews on Facebook only, then I would also put in my offer, we will help your reviews and we'll build your reviews up to a point where you're not looking like you're some failed company. Because reviews do go a long way. Like for example, if I'm gonna buy a hockey jersey, this is obviously a different kind of a niche, but if I was gonna buy a hockey jersey, I look at the freaking reviews. I look at the reviews on the skates, on the sticks, on running shoes, landscapers, things like that, right? But this can mean I'm doing Google reviews for them, Facebook ad campaigns. Mainly I was focusing on Facebook and TikTok was my main kind of focus because those to me are the easier ones that have the most power as of right now. Google ads obviously are great too, but Google ads can be a bit more complicated for people that are just starting out. At least that's what I've been told. Anyways, I was getting more replies other than just the hard no's. There was a shift in how the outreach was being replied into overall read. Like there was a huge shift. There was an obvious change of like almost tone within the text. These people were responding to me like an actual human because they knew I was not some guy just spamming freaking scripts like a robot. They knew I was actually directly talking towards their business, talking towards their struggles. Don't just do the regular spam outreach, okay? Just take time to learn your niche. Be smarter about it, okay? You can send 100 DMs a day, but if it's trash outreach, it won't matter much. You can send a much less better pieces of outreach and probably get more in return from doing that. Hope it helps. Goodbye.